we've seen the perennial risers and fallers. In 2017, Connecticut safety Obi Melifonwu had a stellar combine showing, and ended up going in the second round to the Oakland Raiders. Just 1 year after being drafted, he was released, and he's now a reclamation project in New England. On the other side of the spectrum, you'll find examples like Ravens tackle Orlando Brown. Brown, a long-term starter in college with highly regarded polish, had a historically bad combine performance as an offensive lineman. Once talked about as a top 15 pick, he plummeted to the third round, where the Ravens scooped him up. Now, he's their starter. The Washington Redskins need to watch the combine with this in mind. Good football players can test with below-average numbers athletically, and bad football players can be good athletes. The key is finding the best mix of both, and projecting who might use their physical talents to improve. Want your voice heard? Join the Rigos Rag team. Write for us. There are a lot of prospects to watch in the upcoming combine class. Earlier this morning, we gave you some names to keep an eye out for at wide receiver. Now, let's take a look at 3 safeties for whom the NFL Combine will be especially important. Page 2 Santa Clara, CA, in November 30th, Marquise Blair. Photo by Ezra Shaw, Getty Images. Over the past 2 years, the Redskins have shown a preference for developmental safeties. In 2017, they drafted Michigan State safety Monty Nicholson in the 4th round of the NFL Draft, and in 2018, they made a similar move, taking Troy Apka and his 4.34 40-yard dash in the same round. Nicholson panned out for a year and a half, but a very unpleasant conclusion to his 2018 season leaves his future in question. And Apka, for all his speed, has lots of development to do before he's ready to start. That said, the Redskins' mold might not change, as they seem to like adding safeties with physical upside. Thus, one option who can't be ruled out is Utah's Marquise Blair. Blair, who has a 6'2", 195-pound frame, logged 59 total tackles, 2.5 sacks, 2 interceptions, 2 pass deflections, and a forced fumble in his senior season with the Utah Utes. Although he wasn't near the ball as much as some would like, he showed decent instincts as a single high safety, and he's a homing missile as a tackler when he has a clear lane to the ball carrier. His tackling angles are inconsistent. However, Blair currently projects as a day 3 pick, but his combine performance could raise his stock. His tape shows flashes of stellar athleticism, and if those flashes are quantified in a solid combine showing, then Blair could rise up a lot of boards. He has some red flags. Injury issues and academic ineligibility have plagued him in the past. But if he's a good enough athlete, some teams, including the Redskins, could gamble on his potential. Page 3 Chapel Hill, NC, September 26, Blaine Woodson. Photo by Grant Halverson, Getty Images. With Alabama's Deontay Thompson slated to skip the combine due to recent surgery, one candidate for the top safety spot has been eliminated. Now it's a 2-man race between Florida's Chauncey Gardner-Johnson and Delaware's Nasir Adderley. Both players are very good athletes, but their talents have yet to be quantified, so the NFL Combine could be big for teams looking to find separation between the two of them. There are unique traits that only one of each possesses. You'll see what makes Gardner-Johnson special on the next slide, but with Adderley, the Delaware product, it is undoubtedly the way he mends his physical prowess into the intricacies of the game. Adderley currently measures in at 5'11", 200, but a combine measurement that says otherwise, and puts him at 6'0", could be a game changer. 1 inch doesn't make a difference when you see his range, however. He has very good range as a safety in deep coverage, and his aggression makes him a force to be reckoned with. While Adderley can do more to fine-tune some parts of his game, and while there will surely be a difference in his range when he's defending faster throws by NFL quarterbacks, and not FCS quarterbacks, Adderley's shown he has immense potential, and at the Combine, he can confirm that. He'll shed some light on if his speed is real speed, or if it was distorted by a lesser caliber of players around him. Page 4 KNOXVILLETN, September 22, Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. Florida won the game 47-21. Photo by Donald Page. Getty Images. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson could very well be the #1 safety in the 2019 NFL Draft when the process is complete. He brings a well-rounded skill set that's visible on tape, and if he can supplement his polish and versatility with a good combine showing, he'll rise, as the cream of the crop always does. It doesn't take long for Gardner-Johnson to stand out on tape, once you start watching. He's a stocky player, with a great closing speed and lateral quickness, and as mentioned above, he's a defensive chess piece on the back end. He can line up in the slot, in the box, and as a deep safety and cover 2 sets. Gardner-Johnson also has some single high upside, something the Redskins have valued recently. It's also worth noting that the Redskins have drafted 2 defensive players with double last names in the past 2 drafts, Josh Harvey Clemens and Sean Dean Hamilton. Do you guys believe in trends? Because I do. Next, Redskins first-round options. Edge Brian Burns. Bad jokes aside, Gardner-Johnson is an ascending prospect, which makes him an attractive get for NFL teams. In 2017, there were lots of inconsistency issues with Gardner-Johnson, but in 2018, he turned a new leaf, and added a new element to his game. His speed allows him to be viable both in coverage and in pursuit, and his versatility will be a coveted aspect of his game. If he compounds it with a good combine showing, he'll be the first safety off the board.